So, a little bit of housekeeping at the top. We're going to try and just due to feedback and whatnot, we're going to try to experiment a little bit with format here. And instead of having the news summary completely at the top, we're going to see if we can kind of spruce it throughout the episode, make it a little more organic, make it a little easier. At some point, we maybe even will record like film episodes at some point for that. But for now, that's what we're going to do. I think it's just going to make it easier for everybody and also just the kind of things that folks will enjoy more. So that'll be cool. Um, we have a guest today, but before we get into that, I'll give you a little context on a really important reason why we have him here. And it's this. Folks, in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, at the Grafton Correctional Institute, I would like to let folks know that a group of folks trying to get narcotics inside a prison soaked a copy of Hillbilly Elegy, our own vice president's autobiography, with narcotics. And the scheme would have worked if it weren't for those annoying prison guards who could just smell that it was dripping with narcotics. So we've brought on the world's foremost Hillbilly Elegy expert, Jason from 48 minutes of dogs barking to fill us in on, do all copies of Hillbilly Elegy come soaked with narcotics, or do you have to do that yourself?
Yeah, typically that's the pre-order bonus if you get the signed copy. Yeah, I don't know. It's like oh god, you can trade them for some perk 30s, is what I heard. That's my understanding. Yeah,
JD Vance's mom traded him for some burgers.
yeah, I know.
That's
Oh
the
god.
plot of Hillbilly Elegy. We covered that like almost 2 years ago now
Mm-hmm.
because the world's crazy. Jason, welcome to the show. Right at
Hi.
the top, yeah, I've been a bit of following your work for a little bit and just decided to give it a shot, reach out. You were definitely interested. So like let folks know what you do, because like we like to do our plugs at the top. We like,
Sure.
so y'all can't skip it. Y'all aren't allowed. Y'all have to listen to the
Yeah,
plug. It's
you're
important.
stuck.
You're
Yeah.
important.
So I am one of two mics on a show. It's called 48 Minutes Dogs Barking, as we've established. And I'm also, I do a bit of voice acting. I am the voice of Stephen King, a fictionalized version of Stephen King, on a show called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. If you guys have ever seen that Blue Sky feed or that Twitter feed, where it's a bunch of famous horror authors sitting around a campfire, basically doing "Are You Afraid of the Dark?" Well, that's the show. I play the very goofy, very normie Stephen King, who sounds nothing like me. That's midnight-pals.simplecast.com. We are on our second season. We're about to wrap up, and it is the musical episode coming soon. So I'm very excited for that. I'm also, I was in a couple of bands, wrote for some music magazines, kept my ear to the music scene, and I'm also a huge movie nerd. So that's pretty much all you need to know about me. Oh, and I'm a big gamer. I'm a big gamer.
Good shit. And we will be linking that stuff in the show notes, of
Mm-hmm.
course. And on top of all that, again, expert on Hillbilly Elegy.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Uh,
Yeah.
I have a running thing that I've just been declaring people experts on different stuff without telling them and just
Sure.
seeing how
I'm
they'll
I'm rolling with
respond.
it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So far I've called Josh Borman Mr. Beast expert, which he rolled with very well.
Oh
And
no.
last week we got Johnny from Hard Drive and Culture Dumpster was a Nicki Minaj expert. So
Oh, of course. Yes.
um, Jen,
Noted.
how are you
Noted,
doing
Glinda.
today?
I'm doing okay. I work today and I usually don't work on Tuesday, so I've been a little confused about what day it was today,
Hmm.
but I'm doing all right. I am
Well,
curious, how do you do book drugs? Do you just like roll up the page and smoke it? Like how do we
they said it was like
consume?
literally wet, is what
Oh
the
my
Yeah.
god.
article
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess they were gonna do that. I don't know.
So
Lick it?
there's actually a Chuck Palahniuk book, um, where that's kind of a plot point. Shock Induction
Hmm.
is the latest Chuck Palahniuk novel, and it is about books that are drugged to allow you to experience them in a whole new way, and people get addicted to like Moby Dick. It's fantastic.
Haven't we all been addicted to Moby
Uh,
Dick at one
and
point?
it's also about a bunch of teens who are basically in a boarding school where they're being groomed to be the future elites. So
Mm,
a nice combo.
nice.
Dang. Yeah, imagine having that experience with hillbilly elegy. You smoke the hillbilly elegy drug, and now you're living in just like fucking middle of nowhere, Ohio, with JD Vance, and
And your
he's talking
grandma's
about
talking about the Terminator, and
your
yeah,
grandma's
he's
talking about the Terminator. He's talking about how he's getting in arguments on Reddit forums with people about creationism. Like, God, what a bad book.
It's the
I can't believe
worst
I read.
trip
woo.
ever.
Can't believe I read that
Oh,
shit.
yeah. On page
But
94, he admits that his high school girlfriend was a horse. Yeah, we know this. It's all,
does.
we've read the book.
Everybody is aware of that. It
Yeah,
is crazy. It does get overlooked, but jokes aside about what's in that book, it literally does say in the book that he tortured small animals as a
yeah,
child. He admits
yeah,
that himself. That's
yeah,
crazy to just say
yeah.
like, yeah, 100%. That's the thing I did.
Straight up serial killer shit.
Straight
Yeah.
up serial killer shit.
Well, not even.
Well,
I think it's really just like bored hick shit, though. Like that's where I draw the line. Like, well, some people just do that. They don't wind up hurting anybody else, but they're just
Mm,
but unfortunately JD Vance did.
yeah.
right.
Um,
No, I'm not arguing that. No, of course not.
yeah.
I know what kind
So
of
Yeah.
show I'm on.
Of course, of course.
a pedophile and a serial killer walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hello, Mr. President and Vice President."
Pretty much, yeah.
So cool.
That's my thesis.
Well, one person that they've really been disrespecting is everybody's favorite congressman from the great state of Georgia. Congresswoman, I should say.
I was gonna
Marjorie
say,
Taylor Greene. From my neck of the woods.
yeah.
Not far from here.
Margaret, the Gathering, yeah,
Yeah, Margaret the
Magic
Gathering
Taylor
Greene.
Green.
Yeah, she was born in Milledgeville, which is where I went to college, which is
Hmm.
awesome. And her district is not where I live, but it's not far from
Yeah,
here. She tends to be around, and she's going to be around a lot more because we're breaking in with the discussion of her, everybody's favorite Georgia representative, because she
right.
announced last week that she'll be resigning.
Mm.
She put out a long and truly unimpressive statement that largely complained about Trump not going after H-1B visa holders.
Yeah.
The statement contained the quote, "I refuse to be a battered wife. There is no 4D chess game. There is no plan to save the world." Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so real nihilistic hours in MAGA world, and it was followed up with the Punch Bowl released an article where numerous GOP reps, they said they were talking to them anonymously, but it is from a credible source. They say we're saying that more resignations may be coming in the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
And they've got a quote from one guy that says, "It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. The White House
Mhm.
has treated us like garbage." And he goes on to says they won't even allow us to announce little wins like small little grants. Not even the high profile regular rank and file random members. We're all more upset than ever. Members know we're going to the minority after the midterms. At this rate, we may be in the minority before the midterms.
Woo!
That's
Woo!
amazing. Look, I
Hot
don't
damn.
respect anybody that does CrossFit, but I do have to like appreciate the fact that somebody like her first of all thought that going to Congress like that she was going to like save the world, that she was going to take down this cabal of pedophiles
Oh,
and all
yeah.
this QAnon
Yeah.
stuff. And then she gets there, and she sees like what it really is, and she's like, yeah, no, fuck this. I gotta hand it to her for that, at least a little bit.
She
Seeing
I
it
got
don't
for
her
know.
what it
pension
is.
though. She's
I feel
staying
like you
exact.
don't have to hand it to her
Well,
for
fair.
anything, unless you're making her the punchline of the blind prostitute joke. Other than that,
Yeah. She is waiting just long enough for her to get her pension, which I do
exactly.
appreciate
Oh
that
yeah,
hustle.
get
I
that
do
money.
appreciate I
Yeah.
do appreciate that hustle. That is that Milledgeville hustle that I recognize. Um,
Get paid. That's right.
exactly. She's remarkable to me, and the fallout online has been remarkable to me. I did appreciate Representative Jasmine Crockett said, like, I've been like Marjorie Taylor Greene has been going up against Trump for less than a week and she's resigned. Like, it's like most of us have been dealing with that for years. Um
I love
it,
her
it
so much. I love Jasmine Crockett. She's my dog. Oh
it
man.
it's crazy that let me
She's
see how
my
I can say
age.
this.
She's 44, just like me. And I'm just like, I don't think I could say that on national television. I don't think I could make a statement like that in public. Just wild.
What I don't like is the people right now that are online saying Marjorie Taylor Greene, welcome to the resistance, unironically.
Yeah, no. Again, not going to
No.
hand it to her at all. She made
Jen,
this particular bed, and she gets to lie in it now. That's my thought.
How are you feeling about the Newsom green ticket 2028?
Oh God, no! Oh, kill me
Honestly,
now.
look, we have to vote blue no matter who. So I think it's a good. I think it's a good. The two G's, you know, like the GG ticket.
Yeah.
There's a
GG,
lot they
good
can do with
game.
that.
We're saying
Mm-hmm.
good
Yeah,
game to the whole country.
good
GG.
game.
It's so
Good
fucking
game.
over.
Jeez, Jesus Christ. GG easy. That's what.
Yes. GG
Get good,
MTG.
scrubs.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is someone that, like, I guess we gotta like remind people that she started her career. Her like first big public moment was accusing David Hogg of being a crisis actor.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a
Oh yeah.
million years ago, but that was like 4 years ago, or like
Well,
4 or 5 years ago.
to
It's
be
not been
fair,
that
he
long.
kind of is. You know,
Well, I mean,
like
his school did get shot up.
his
That did
school did get
happen, to
shut
be
up, but
clear.
he did not waste that opportunity to
No.
Hey,
make a name
he's
for
been a
himself.
hustler.
Isn't
He's
his
been a
dad CIA? Like he is extremely sus.
I don't know. He's been a big money hustler though,
Yeah.
until he got
It's
kicked
true
out.
that. No,
He,
I'm. Look, David can do whatever he wants at this point. I'm good. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
yeah, Marjorie also, she has the whole space lasers thing. She said
Mm-mm.
earlier this year, she just tweeted they control the weather.
Ah yes.
Um,
Ah yes.
so we
They,
don't, and I really
the
do
Puerto
recommend.
Ricans.
Yes, presumably that's who she's talking about. She meant the Ugandans, of course.
Of course.
Who
Of
could she be
course.
talking about? Just like some random group. I do appreciate. Would love if she like was subscribed to some like esoteric group that she picked out, like just some random group, like the most like a country that has almost nobody in the United States. Like
No, I think
it's them.
really what would have really tipped her over the edge was if she came out against the Black Israelites, the Hoteps. That would have just been just
The Sons of Thunder control the weather.
yeah,
That's why they're
yeah,
called the
yeah,
Sons of Thunder.
yeah. Jacob controls the weather from from
Damn
within
right.
Agartha. Yeah, he's got
Damn
it
right.
going on.
Well, her statement though, I mean, I read the whole thing for some fucking reason. And just
Yeah,
gives like this
why?
summary. She spends the whole time being like, we didn't go after trans people enough. We didn't go after H-1B
God.
visas.
Sure.
She says credit card debt is too high. Medical
True.
debt is too high. I mean, like all that.
True.
But she does the thing where she immediately, connects that to
To immigrants.
immigrants,
Yeah.
and then says that like, well, both parties are controlled by, moneyed interest, which like, yeah, but also I don't know. There's like people trying to call it brave, and I just I'm definitely over it, but I also like am concerned because Georgia's governor race is coming up, and I'm really worried.
Oh, yeah.
You
That
think she
Well,
could
like
win a statewide race?
no,
I
God, no.
don't know
At
that
No
this
she could.
point,
way.
no.
I don't know that
Yeah.
she could win a statewide race. What I do know she could do is be on my television screen every day
Yeah.
for the next like year
Fair.
as someone who lives in Georgia, and I would really appreciate not having to have that or like get
Yeah.
mailers that are like vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like the Herschel
Nope.
Walker campaign was bad enough.
I'm getting nightmares. I'm getting flashbacks of just, oh boy, oh, Herschel Walker's campaign. What a time for our country, huh?
Didn't he become like the ambassador to the Bahamas or some shit?
That's such a nice gig, man.
Like things worked out for him, to be
I would
honest.
love that job.
Yes, he is the ambassador designate to the Bahamas.
Wow.
God,
Yeah.
You should
the
run
only
for
person-
governor, Jacob.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then-
if I
get
could
in
get
there.
the ambassadorship to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, come
A
on.
failed governorship run can get you a job like that. That sounds amazing.
He wasn't even running for governor. He was running for senator. He got
Oh,
beat
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
he got beat by Warnock, by Raphael
That's
Warlock.
right.
The Warlock spells.
He got beat by a guy with a spell book.
He did.
Hmm.
I remember when I knew the Walker campaign was over. When I forget the pastor, one of the prominent pastors in Atlanta put out a statement saying, "We don't need a walker. We need a runner." And everybody
Ooh.
and everyone like
Wow.
over 60 in Georgia was like, "He's spitting with that."
No,
Well,
no, he is not.
It
No,
worked though. It
it
worked.
worked. Yeah.
it
You gotta
did.
appeal to the boomers though. That's still
Yep.
the largest voting bloc. You
Yeah,
gotta
boomers
you gotta win
boomers were
them.
so hyped with that one.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
will say, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene's statement really mirrors a post put out by the Department of Homeland Security. They also sent this out like as an official communique as well as on social media, which is it's a bunch of quotes interspersed with there are tens of millions of criminal illegals in our country. And it's
Mm.
the first quote is rent is too high. And then they say there are tens of millions of criminal illegals in our country. Groceries cost too much. Well, that's because there are tens of millions. It goes on. The things they say that are caused by that, there aren't enough jobs. Women don't feel safe walking down the street.
mm,
Traffic is terrible. Healthcare is too expensive. Welfare spending is through the roof. I can't afford a car. I can't afford a house. And those are
mm,
the things. And then at the end, it says many problems, a simple solution.
I mean, this is what fascism has always done, right? It names real problems of the working class. These are
yeah.
things that people viscerally, materially feel every day. The rent is too goddamn high. Women don't feel safe. Traffic fucking sucks. Like all these things are true, but the problem is not a handful of folks that might have snuck across the border that are doing the jobs that you don't want to do. Obviously the problem is the billionaire class hoarding resources and not letting us have public transportation. But it's
On the other
insidious,
hand,
right?
Jen, on the other hand, are you sure a guy coming over from Venezuela doesn't make my car more expensive?
It
Only if
might.
he's your
It might.
mechanic. Hey,
Yeah.
hey. Now,
Same.
also, did you notice one simple solution, really close to another famous phrase that was
Yeah.
not good?
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, they pay these people a lot of money to craft this shit. So like, they're very intentional with the
how many
posts and what
words
they're
was
talking
that
about.
statement? Is all I'm asking. All right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So not good, not
Not good.
good. But this is all, Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks this shit's not going fast enough, and other people in MAGA do. There's definitely like a MAGA, like I think it's dramatic to call it a MAGA civil war, even though like the people on like Twitter are calling it that. Because like everything is like 5 alarm fire for these
Yeah,
people.
I was gonna
But
say.
there is like serious internal clashes happening inside
Sure.
the like MAGA coalition. Jason, you do a lot with your podcast talking about just weird corners of the internet.
Yeah.
How are like from your kind of your perspective, how do you feel about like this just kind of online civil war happening as they call it?
Well, I mean, it's been fractious since about 2016. You've had the rise of QAnon, which was its own kind of special madness. You've had a lot of MAGA influencers who this week we found out were mostly from Macedonia. You've had that was a whole
It
fucking
was
kit and
very
caboodle,
funny.
wasn't it? Uh,
Mm.
we're talking about that on our next episode. But we had just a big splintering of the online right, truthfully. Uh, and so, like, okay, so R the Donald isn't around anymore, but there's a couple of like clones out there. Um, a few great shows kind of catalog this. I guess what I'm really seeing is like there's this kind of mass schizophrenic event between everyone who's on the right. They all want to believe different variations on the same thing, and it's kind of this, I want to say mass psychosis, but I don't know if that's right. I'm not a therapist. I'm not somebody who knows the DSM by heart, but I just there's something happening, right? Multiple assassination attempts. There's been political violence all over. There's Charlie Kirk getting shot, and then the backlash to that. And it feels like the online right is starting to eat itself a little bit, kind of like
Yeah.
post Obama, the online left did. And so we're in this gray zone right now. We're almost at the cool zone, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
You guys know famously the cool zone. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course. Of
Well,
course. The cool
it's
zone is
on the
where
way.
we're all excited. We're all
It's
excited to be
on
there.
the way.
There were a lot of people on the online right who I feel like were disappointed that the cool zone didn't happen after Charlie
Right.
Kirk got shot.
Yeah, because
Like,
they felt like, oh, it's Boogaloo time.
right. They were like,
Yeah.
there was like the guy who was again in Milledgeville, Georgia. He was like a famous in our town for driving around in the biggest truck of all time that had a Pepe with a rifle on it and said
Oh
Boogaloo
God.
Boys on the back. 3%er stickers, just, every sort of thing you can imagine combined. Once almost had to throw down with him for putting Confederate flags over slave graves.
Oh my
Um,
Woo!
god.
he
Playing the
no
hits.
one
Playing the
no one
hits.
will be surprised that like the second he was confronted by a human in real life, he turned tail and ran
Of
instantly.
course.
Because yeah, of fucking course he did. But like
Paper
that
tigers,
type
yo.
of guy, I like to imagine that type of guy is the type of guy who was like posting on Twitter, "This is our Reichstag fire" when Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk
Yes.
got shot.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah. This
I
is our
mean, not
horse
just
whistle.
him, but they were like, "This is it." But there's a variety of reasons that, like, I mean, things did get worse in the aftermath of that. Things are getting worse police state wise, but also at the same time, there is not the same type of like blood and soil juice for the entire American population where like every American wants to turn in their neighbors and like
Mhm.
there is like a level of social buy-in that a lot of these like population centers that they want to control, like Chicago and whatnot, just don't quite have for them. There is still this
Mhm.
like institutional pushback. It's not even because like, the institutions are super pro-immigrant or something like that.
No.
It's just because they're like trying to have a country still.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, it's like let
and
people be. It's more along the lines of what you would call like pure strain libertarianism. Like leave everybody alone. Jesus.
Right. And people get like bothered when they see these images. They don't,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've said it before, but like the way the polling was working during the presidential campaign in 2024, they were asking questions like, do you support deporting illegal criminal aliens? And like you
Right.
got like, I don't know, something like 60% of the country to say yes to that.
Mhm.
But those same people, if you ask them, do you support Black Hawk helicopter raids on like apartment complexes of mostly American citizens to maybe get a couple people with misdemeanors? Their
Mhm.
answer is different, even if that's like technically the same thing, because those people are
Mhm.
technically criminal immigrants,
I
you
feel
know?
like this right wing coalition in the like era of Trump's, like the last decade, has been like tenuous at best anyway, right?
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
it's just all these different, whatever's further right of like Nancy Pelosi was like globbed onto Trump. But like these people, I don't think really ever liked each other anyway, right? Because you have
I
like the
can't
big
imagine why.
bourgeoisie, the rich that have always supported Republicans and Reaganism, and they hate the like MAGA base. They fucking hate those people, right? They're low lives, they're disgusting, they're working class. Like they do not like that group of people. So like this coalition that they've built for themselves that's so piecemeal, and it's a lot of like open Nazis and people that hate Jewish folks, but then it's also this staunch support for Israel, and there's a huge contradiction there, right? And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
see that playing out over the last few years, and so I mean I think this was destined to happen sooner or later. It's bad for them that it's happening while Trump is president and only in the first year, but we were always heading towards this, and I don't know how good that is for us, like as not Democrats, like the actual left, right? I think it is
Right.
something that we can seize on, and right, that list of grievances that is valid, it is an
Mhm.
opportunity for us to fill in those blanks with the correct answers and maybe start to peel some people off of that shit.
Well, I mean, we're already seeing it. We're even seeing the president being like enamored with Zoran Mamdani. I mean, talk
Yes.
Right.
about
Goo goo
yes,
eyes.
democratic socialists aside. Let's kind of shelve that for a moment.
Yeah.
This guy does not look at his wife that way.
Right.
No.
This guy doesn't look at JD Vance that way.
Or
But he's
son,
looking at
certainly.
well, yeah, and I think what really got to him, it wasn't anything about labels or whatever. And he's a hot young guy. No, no. Despite that, maybe, but no. The thing I think what really got to him was he talked about New York City, a place that Trump loves.
Hmm.
Right, love him or hate him, the guy cares about New York City. He might not have the right ideas about what to do about it, but he does that. And so they had a common ground, and they had a moment, right? And they had a moment where they're like, "Oh yeah, we can reach across the aisle on affordability." Now, what
Hmm.
that looks like, who the hell knows? But there's an opportunity there, and boy, Zoran seized it.
Hmm.
And I think that's within reach of a lot of even center left.
Hmm.
Somebody, just get there, get close enough, and we can make that happen. We got to grab it though.
I think there's an element too of just like not not wavering in what you're standing
Yeah,
up for. Like there give an inch, take a mile is a very real thing,
huge.
especially with
Yes,
people
yes,
like
yes.
Trump. And there are a million Trumps. I mean, Trump is very unique in a lot of ways, but in other ways he's not. The actually having principles and standing on them and pushing back, there's like a reason where, I mean, there are easy wins the right can grab that they often,
Oh yeah.
because they don't want to go after those 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 hard nuts to crack. Like it's an easier nut. Like there is a reason that the military deployments, they started being like, ooh, well, where are some like softer target cities we could get first? Like they started talking about
Mm-hmm.
like Memphis or like New Orleans or whatever. Not that like Memphis or New Orleans fucking wants them there,
Yeah, I was
but the
gonna
idea
say.
of like state places where the state governor will like support them, shit like that. There's a reason they withdrew from LA, like when they faced so much like street level pushback, but also
Mhm.
like uh, administrative pushback, legal pushback, all that kind of stuff. Like when you actually push back on these people, things do happen. You can actually slow them down. And I think like Jen, you also identified something important too, because there is definitely a emerging schism between, I mean, like the name on everyone's lips now is like Nick Fuentes, which I hate that
Mm.
people know who that is now. I hate that like we're
Wish I
getting
didn't.
close to the
Yeah,
average
Jesus.
American knowing the name of Nick Fuentes. And like Tucker Carlson and people like that
Mhm.
who have made a not because of any kind of humanitarian impulse, but have made a calculated move to say, oh, we're gonna say America first means we're gonna be anti-Israel and also anti a
Mhm.
bunch of other things, and you know
Right.
don't dig, and then they also start turning it into a oh Jews control America type shit, like
Mhm.
just absurdity, right? Like no, actually, the country the size of New Jersey does not control the United States. Um, that's an absurdity. And but it is playing off a real sentiment of resentment, like a real humanitarian resentment against the atrocities that have happened over the last few years. It
Mhm.
plays on that, but it also plays on that like sort of, you can't build a racist coalition that is not going to have all types of racism. You can't like Ben
Right.
Shapiro seems to be finding that out recently.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because he's like literally, I just watched his like a stream of his from the Daily Wire where he like teared up watching a Tucker Carlson video, and he was like, "I thought we were on the same side." And I'm like, Ben, you every type of racism except the one that hurts you, and like that's
Right.
not how like this shit works, right?
Like, how did you not know they were gonna turn on I mean, it's like gays for Trump. It's the same shit. Like,
Exactly.
we're
Yeah.
going to come after you too.
They
Yeah.
had a booth gays for Trump at Atlanta Pride a few years ago, and I
Oh my
appreciate
god.
they got run off very quickly. I gotta say,
Good.
Good.
because like
Good.
nobody wants to talk to them
No. Just
except like to
laugh.
make a TikTok of like flipping their table over, which is what happened.
Well, I think the only appropriate response in certain situations like that is to do as Christ did and flip the damn table over.
Flip the damn
Mhm.
table. Well, what is one thing that like has the MAGA coalition upset, and part of the reason Marjorie Taylor Greene exited was of course the Epstein files.
Woohoo!
We talked about it some last week. We got into sort of what was revealed. I have, however, well, I'll save that for a second. I wanted to see, Jason, your thoughts on I mean, something that's interesting to me is Epstein almost for a while there, and still is to an extent, like became a meme. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Epstein didn't kill himself, didn't mean anything for a while. It was just like an
Mhm.
edgy thing to say. In fact, it
Mhm.
was like more right wingers were saying it than like anybody.
Because they thought
Um,
the Clintons did it, is what they were blaming it on.
sure,
Yeah.
Yes,
and
yes. The Clinton body count. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
yeah,
Everybody
like
know.
we
Everybody
talked about last,
knows.
like we talked about last week, that guy I saw online who said, "This is of course an AI video of Hillary walking in and killing Jeffrey Epstein, but it does make you think."
It could have
um,
happened.
like it makes me scared, so it's probably real.
Hillary's
Yeah,
Um,
book, If I Did It, you know?
Jesus Christ, if
yeah.
I did
No,
it,
if
but
I
but
did it, yeah, by Hillary Clinton.
but Jason, what are your thoughts on like Epstein? Having become like memeified and now reemerging, and what it's like doing to our culture, especially online.
Well, I'm gonna paraphrase the great Charlie Daniels and say Epstein ain't going away. And just look, Jeffrey Epstein was a figure for a very long time, whether people knew or not what he was doing, and so like
Mhm.
he's kind of been the boogeyman in a lot of people's stories. He kind of like everything that QAnon was talking about, Jeffrey was doing. And if you look at these emails, he's not even being clever about it. He's like, "See you at the fuck palace at 2 p.m. I got some girls here. I got lotion on my dick." Like,
Yeah.
just, all right, man. This is what we're doing, I guess. Like, there's a great website. If you haven't seen it, I want to make everybody aware of it. I'm talking about it on our show tomorrow, but I want to just give you guys the exclusive first. Jmail.world.
Gmail.world.
Jmail.world. This is a mock-up of what Jeffrey Epstein's Gmail account would have looked like around the time that these 20,000 emails were released.
Unbelievable.
And it has the functionality of Gmail wherein that you can search certain terms or text within these 20,000 emails. And so I've been having a ball going through and just searching like pussy or like just whatever foul term I can think of. Like, let me see. I'm going to search up tits. Let's see what he said. Zero
Awful.
results for tits, by the way.
Zero.
Yeah, just that's very strange.
Seems like something Dershowitz would have been talking about,
That's what I'm saying.
Dersha tits.
Dersha tits. Jesus.
God damn it.
Now I'm picturing Alan Dershowitz topless. Thank you
With
so much for
with
that.
big old tits, yes.
Yeah.
the
Massive naturals is what I'm saying. Yes.
Mm.
Big blue veins. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This is what we do.
The giant areolas,
Oh, yeah, of course. Pepperonis. Okay, so... But here's my favorite thing to search for. My favorite thing to search for in the Jmail is Bernie. I'm going to search Bernie, but what comes up is Bernie Nussbaum. So, okay, different guy. But also Vince Foster.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. There is an email between Michael Wolff and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. And the initial email is from Jeffrey to Michael Wolff. Do you want to be provocative? Trump shuttle, Hawaiian tropic contests, mortgage on Mar-a-Lago, revenue of golf courses as income, total debt of all COs. People don't want to contribute money, as he said he's worth over 10 billion. Why should they? And he goes on like, here's the stuff that Trump is kind of afraid of, right? His loan from his brother-in-law. How much should his father leave? His brother Robert, etc. Otherwise, you can just throw easies. Michael Wolff had apparently been texting or had been emailing Jeffrey about what questions to ask Donald Trump to throw him off. And then he responds almost immediately after, maybe you can ask why Bernie Nussbaum got Vince Foster's letter quickly. That is a Hillary problem. He would smile. Then you can ask his relationships with the electricians' unions and Mar-a-Lago, and out you go. Nussbaum, White House counsel, Hillary doing naughties with Vince.
Huh.
Pretty wild stuff. And actually, I had that in reverse. Michael asked Jeffrey, I'm interviewing Trump this afternoon.
Right.
Anything I should ask? And so he gives him this laundry list of things that'll get him kicked out of the room.
Wolff and Epstein had a lot of correspondence where Wolff was also trying to help him clean up his image and shit like that after the conviction.
Oh, yeah.
Way too many reporters that were talking to this guy.
Way too many.
It really shows like obviously there's a horrible distrust that happens of them. I mean, it's like bad the way Trump can be like the Lion News media and just say things that didn't happen. But wow, have they done a good job of making themselves not seem very credible, like these large institutions. Because if they're gonna be just palling around with a guy like Epstein and like getting advice from him on like how to do interviews, then yeah, it's gonna raise an eyebrow. It's so
wild.
happens that Epstein knows how to talk to Trump because he'd done it plenty of times himself.
Well, exactly. And the picture that you get from the Epstein emails is that these two did not like each other. Right. Like you get the picture that Jeffrey had kind of a lot of shit to say. And it's catty bitch drama, and I am here for it.
The type of drama for someone you were friends with that you fell out with, and like
yes. Oh,
sometime
that's
between
the stuff.
2000 and like 2015, somewhere in there, something happened.
Yeah. But I mean, Jeffrey emailing Noam Chomsky and Valeria Chomsky, It's fascinating stuff. I mean, on the left-hand side of jmail.world, you can search by people, and one of the people is, of course, Ghislaine Maxwell, but Tom Pritzker was the real surprise to me. For whatever
Mm.
reason, I always thought Tom Pritzker maybe had a better head on his shoulders, but here, let's see. Tom Pritzker, I clearly did something wrong in my last life to have to deal with this bullshit. And I warned her. Her in question, I'm guessing, is, let's see here. Yeah, Penny Pritzker, President Obama's billionaire nominee to head the Commerce Department. This was a Moniz Karskowski sending that over to Michael Eisenberg and CCing all these people. It's fascinating. People would just forward him news stories, and he'd be like, "Yeah, so I fucked her," and yeah, just the casual way he talks about sex crimes is fucking phenomenal. Because it's like we spent all this time with QAnon, like, oh yeah, well they have to do the map coded, and then then hot dog actually means this, and pizza is this, and Jeffrey's like
Wayfair, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
They're just
to
like, we're fucking
Bone
kids,
today. Yeah. Going to Bone today, quote unquote girls. Like that's
Ugh. I think the I don't know. I don't know if any of this is like shocking. Like it's gross.
That's the thing. It's banal.
Yeah.
It's Hannah Arendt. It's the banality of evil. These
Yes.
people are just gross, but they're also fucking boring.
They're gross and they're boring, but like I think at least to me, I think one of the more important takeaways is that like it crosses all like partisan boundaries, right?
Right. There's
Industry boundaries. It's everybody. It's everybody of this class, right? Of this tier that had access to this person who had access to trafficked women and girls. Like it's enticing to that class of person, and they'll like none of it matters, right? They all party together. This idea of like the press that's supposed to be critical of these people in power, they all party together, right? Hillary Clinton was famously good friends with like Barbara Walters,
Ghislaine
right?
Maxwell.
Like all these, yes, and all these people all hung. It was actually Barbara Walters was good friends with Kissinger, is what I was trying to
Yeah,
remember.
okay. Yeah.
Right. And so like how are you ever
Ghislaine
going
Maxwell
to be
apparently dated Boris Johnson at one point. Like, there's just so much shit.
Why?
What the fuck? Why on either part? That's
There's
weird.
a lot of shit going on.
The British Dumb and Dumber guy. Yeah, just not great.
Yeah. I miss him so much.
He's still around.
Oh yeah, he's still
No,
around.
he's not. He's not like
He's
I
not
don't see him
in
anymore.
power. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed when he was running Britain. That was awesome. As someone who doesn't live there, now they got Keir Starmer, the people's champ.
Jesus,
That's what they call him.
That's
yes.
the people's champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, one thing I did was just I hadn't been on X, the everything app, Blaze Your Glory, in a while.
Oh,
Whatever other things Elon is calling it. But I basically went on Twitter and I just searched Epstein. And so I've saved a few choice tidbits here for y'all.
Fun.
Just see how people are responding, how people are handling things right now. And I just did some scrolling in general. What I saw repeatedly over and over and over and over again, so many examples, is people claiming that when Trump signed the release of the Epstein files, they were released instantly and that no one's talking about them because Trump's not in them. That is a refrain. It's like interesting that Trump released the Epstein files and now no one's pointing out that he's not there. If he was there, we'd all be talking about it. In fact, others are saying it was released and it's full of Dems. So now the media is not talking about it. And it's like, well, no, he signed a release order. They have up to 30 days to release the thing. And like I'm sure there will be all kinds of redactions.
No. You're letting facts get in the way of a good time. Just let these people spin out for a bit. And then when it actually comes out, we can just, do the I told you so dance. It's fine.
That's true. I have... I made the mistake of just searching the word ephebophile to see what I would find.
No.
Why would you do that?
It is horrible.
What on earth were you thinking?
Because I wanted to see what people's...
I know.
If people were really using that defense, and they
Read
sure
us some
are.
tweets. Come on, let's go.
Defense.
I
Let's
search
see.
for weirder shit every week. I
If
understand.
you're
Trust
not
me.
an
Yeah.
ephebophile, you must be into gilfs, one man says.
Wow.
Wee!
Wow. If you're over 18, you're a
Wow.
grandma.
Yeah,
Oh
boy.
my God.
Trump should just admit he's an ephebophile. I fear the swamp is draining him. That's
Is
another
that,
one.
do people think
Hmm.
that that's okay now? Is that what this is really just like normalizing?
Yeah, are we moving the Overton window on being a sex pest now? Is that what's
Well,
happening?
Well, previously mentioned and large tit haver Alan Dershowitz says, this is with an interview with Newsmax. Epstein was not a pedophile. Epstein was interested in 16-year-olds. He was a bad
Ah,
person, of course, but the word
yes.
pedophile is not accurate. He was not a
Yeah,
trafficker either. He
of
was just a
course.
selfish guy. He wasn't
Mm.
making any money from it. Maybe he
Oh.
was lending the women to people like Prince Andrew. We don't
Lending the
know.
women.
But there were no clients, and he certainly wasn't working with Mossad. He would have told me.
Oh my
Of course,
God.
yes.
Fully
Of course.
exonerated.
Of course. I would have told Alan Dershowitz whatever he wanted to hear to get him to leave me alone. Shut
Alan
up.
Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz, this is your lawyer. I'm advising you to keep posting this shit.
Drill is a prophet, okay? Is all I'm saying to you.
He-
This
It's
idea of
then goes on.
lending women as if they were his property to lend out, and that is the defense?
Yeah, he
That's-
says to Prince Andrew, no money was involved.
Just gonna let you have this girl for a little while. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
just
fun.
normal,
He
a normal
then
thing
goes
to do.
on Newsmax to say we're in an era of Epstein McCarthyism.
Cool.
And then
Very cool.
And then one particular Epstein victim that like spoke at that rally, he like particularly called her out and said that she may be anti-Semitic. That was a thing that he said. I mean, maybe she is, but that's certainly not relevant to the
That's neither here
matter,
nor there. Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's not what we're here talking about. Michael Tracy, this is good, said,
Oh,
could Epstein
God,
survivors
why?
perhaps be generating, in quotes, false memories?
Oh my God.
And then he said a
No.
lot of emotions in the replies, but nobody wants to debate me.
He is not gonna go full fucking satanic panic false memory shit on this Michael Tracy. Are you kidding me? This is why I'm not on Twitter, because I would be yelling at the phone all day.
I just have these people blocked,
Jesus,
so I don't
dude.
see it.
What the
Here's
fuck?
another good one. Another good one is someone who said, watched some CNN tonight. They're talking about the economy. Tell me, do you care about Epstein or the economy? And then
Both.
it's a picture
I can do both.
of it's an AI image of V for Vendetta guy holding up a whiskey.
What?
All right.
Okay.
Look, I think Alan Moore would
yeah.
approve of that one use. That's it. That's all you get. Is just he's V holding up a whiskey. That's it.
There's someone who
Jesus.
posted the entire character limit over and over. JFK, Epstein, Charlie Kirk. JFK, Epstein, Charlie Kirk.
The
over
fuck
and over
does
and
that
over again.
mean?
And it has like over 200 likes. So
Let me see if I can hold on. Let me
Just 200. That's not.
let me dial into the
Thought they were
paranoid
cooking.
style here. Let me see. Hold on. JFK
See if you can
Epstein
find that.
Kirk.
It's
JFK Epstein
great.
Kirk. JFK Epstein Kirk. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it was Jeff's
Hold on,
Epstein,
I'm-
Charlie Kirk, not Kirk.
Okay,
Just
Jeff-
Kirk.
okay.
That's what it
Captain
was.
Kirk.
This was a couple days
Okay.
ago.
So all three
got
of
it?
them were exposed. All three of them were about to expose the pedophile cabal elite that they were doing white hat pedophilia for. But
What?
before they could, the deep state got to them. You see, the Rothschilds
going
in
forward.
the Rothschilds, the CIA, the Russian mafia, they're all in it together. The Queen of England, before she died, ordered the hit. She knew, okay?
I think you're onto something.
think
She
that's
knew
it,
about
yeah.
Prince Andrew because he was getting loaned by Dershowitz,
Exactly.
his friend.
See? Yeah. It
I
all
love
fits.
this idea of white hat pedophilia. Look, I just went to the island to see what they were doing. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's that It's Always Sunny bit from season 15 where Frank
Yeah.
says
There's
95% of
snorkeling.
what happened was snorkeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see any kids.
Terrence K. Williams, who I didn't know Terrence K. Williams was still around. Y'all remember this guy?
Mm-mm.
No.
His whole thing is like he was basically a guy who was like trying to do a Blacks for Trump thing, and then he like
Ugh.
made money as an
Oh.
influencer, and then everyone like was really racist and mean to him, and he left the internet for a while because he did the Ben Shapiro mistake.
Yeah. It's a good
Um,
thing to leave the internet, man. Stay
but he's
gone.
back
Yeah.
now. He's
Oh.
back now, Jen, and he posted another repeat. MAGA's not dead. MAGA's not dead. MAGA's not dead over and over with clapping emojis between every one of them. Nothing
you.
makes you know something's not dead.
Mm-hmm. Been doing the
And then-
Tinkerbell thing to come back to life. Yeah.
And then, if for let me see. I liked this. The Epstein files have been played to perfection by Trump. The Dems have been given just enough rope to hang themselves with it. They fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Now the real fun begins.
Oh.
Enjoy the popcorn. You're gonna love this next part. Yeah,
Yes.
just classic QAnon stuff. No, I was thinking like the Tinkerbell thing. Like we're gonna bring Jeffrey back. It's like he's gonna come back like Gandalf the Grey became Gandalf the White, and he just shows up. Right, he shows up at Washington, and it's I come to you now at the turning of the tide. It's just rope marks on his neck. He's just clad
exactly.
in white, astride a white horse. It's
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
He's
he's
here
the
to
ghost
save
of
us all.
pedophilia's past,
Mhm.
shaking his chains,
And future.
and future.
So, lastly, I felt like I couldn't do without a few good lib posts.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw one that had so many likes, so many fire reacts, and it was a lady who said, "These days, the pledge should be one nation under fraud." I was like,
You got him, Grandma. That's right.
I love, and like to be clear, full support for like wine moms who post like that. I love them so much. I like this. Someone who said Pam Bondi knew all about it, and it's a picture of Trump and Epstein together with a young blonde woman who is very much not Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
Like she is not Pam Bondi. That woman appears to just be like a model, or God, I hope not something worse. But being with Trump and Epstein, maybe. But the woman is not Pam Bondi. She does not look remotely like Pam Bondi. And again, replies full of how deep does this go?
Oh my God.
And the last thing is just because he's one of my favorite guys of all time. We don't give him enough flowers. Brian Krasenstein posted a AI. I love him so much. He posted an AI image of Miss Piggy saying "Quiet, pedo" to Trump.
Yes. In response to the quiet piggy that
yes,
that Trump is supposed to, and now they're trying to spin it as he said "Quiet Peggy," as though that was the person's name. I don't buy that for a second.
That's a real batshit thing. Look, Trump says horrible things all the time, but that one is. I mean, he's just a misogynist. Like, it's not surprising again, but like, man, like
I have to, and I've quoted this numerous times on the show, but Brian Krasenstein still has like maybe my favorite tweet literally of all time, which is on which was on February 3rd, 2019, which is really late posting. While many of you are likely yelling "Go Patriots" or "Go Rams," I'm yelling "Go Robert Mueller" and the rule of law.
The rule of law.
2019.
It fucking bangs. It bangs. Oh, it's so good.
He's one of the best to ever do it. I really appreciated briefly where he was like playing nice with Elon Musk, because Elon Musk was like gave him one of those accounts that was like making a shit ton off the blue check, and as soon as the check stopped coming, he just immediately turned on Elon Musk again. One of the best in the game. Dead serious. We will have him on the show if he wants to come on.
Inshallah.
I'll disagree with him on a lot, but I respect his posting enough. I would bring him on.
Ed, show up. Come on, let's go. I will join you. Let's go.
Yeah,
in Valhalla, brother. Let's go.
Speaking of Valhalla and guys who will see each other there, Kash Patel. I don't have a lot to say about it because we don't know yet, but the rumor is that he's out. The rumor is he's donezo.
Bye, bitch.
He's saying it's over. We got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I worry that they'll put someone competent in.
Yeah, that would fuck.
Yeah. That's bad. Yeah.
Like, what if it's a guy who doesn't write children's books about Trump? Like,
what if it's a guy who doesn't look like he just found out his dog was pregnant? Ooh.
he's shocked. His male dog was pregnant. That's
Yeah.
what
No,
he.
that's exactly it. Yeah, he's been trying for years. But
Neither here nor there. But since Cash is a friend of the show in the sense that we did cover the plot against the king a few weeks ago, I had to throw it out there. We will be organizing a walkout for Cash at all high schools. So be ready for that, folks.
yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon, walk out in the middle of when this comes out. Tomorrow afternoon will be Thanksgiving, so yes, walk out of your Thanksgiving dinner. Honestly, I could see like a Boomer organized Cash Patel Thanksgiving walkout. I think that could be pretty cool.
I'm
Cash,
with it. Let's go.
Cash is another guy that again is facing the Terrence K. Williams, Ben Shapiro, now Cash Patel phenomenon of look at his replies on any social media app.
Ooh,
It is
yeah.
the most meanest shit you've ever seen in your life from like MAGA people. It is really mean. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you forget he's Cash Patel for a second and start feeling bad for him.
Eh.
Yeah, not
It's Cash
that.
Patel. Yeah, sorry, man.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Another good bit is y'all heard about this seditious six business?
Y'all heard about this?
Y'all heard about this? What else? What else?
Have you heard about that? Have you seen that? No, the seditious six. Yeah, this is a whole thing, right? Like, don't do illegal orders, guys. I don't know. Feels weird. It feels like there's a story coming.
Yeah, 6 congressmen, for those of you who don't know, 6 Democrat lawmakers, including Mark Kelly of Arizona, have been labeled the seditious 6 because they put out a video saying, don't follow illegal orders if you're in the military. They're saying, hey, you know, just because you're given an order doesn't mean you necessarily have to follow it. The law on the books says you don't have to follow illegal orders. Now, I would say 99.99% of the time in American history, if you disobey an illegal order, you're going to get in trouble. That is the history of the thing. However, they are technically right that you should not follow. I mean, you shouldn't on a moral level, but also on a legal level, you do have the right to not follow an illegal order. That's also on the books of like international law, because like if that wasn't the case, then like the Nuremberg defense would have worked, right? So there we have it. But Trump, of course, took to social media and said that Mark Kelly and the others should be executed.
Well, he didn't say it. He retweeted or retruthed people that said it, right?
he also posted it himself.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yes. He retruthed someone who said George Washington would have had them hanged.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
No, all caps, hang them, George Washington would, double exclamation points. And it's from a guy with an iron cross as his avatar. So,
of course it is. Of course it is.
So, you know.
Trump then did walk back and says he does not want any members of Congress executed. He didn't say it, but
that's nice.
His press secretary did.
Finally, sanity in the White House.
Yeah. A couple of things. I heard about this because I got a fundraising text from Mark Kelly about it. So thank you for not wasting that opportunity, Democrats.
Baller move. Mark Kelly, you have my sword. Baller move.
I've appreciated Pete Hegseth has decided to wade into this. Because,
sure.
you know,
why not?
He woke up. Yeah. He woke up from like a 7-day bender. First of all, the Pentagon put out a statement that says the Department of War has received serious allegations of misconduct against Captain Mark Kelly of USN Retired. A thorough review of these allegations has been initiated to determine further actions, which may include recall to active duty for court-martial proceedings or administrative measures.
How old is Mark Kelly? What? Recall to active duty. That man is in his 60s at least, right?
Then Hegseth posted, encouraging our warriors to ignore the orders of their commanders undermines every good order and discipline aspect. Their foolish screed sows doubt and confusion, which only puts our warriors in danger. Then Mark Kelly posted a picture of himself wearing a bunch of medals that he got and was like, I'm legit, man. And then Pete Hegseth, who doesn't understand how reverse selfies work, said, you're wearing your medals backwards.
That's amazing.
So just really the best minds we have going at it.
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, you know, and to me, what blows my mind is that, you know, Mark Kelly, you know, he's married to Gabby Giffords, who herself was a victim of political violence. And so, like, this is a guy who knows this stuff. Like he's no stranger to this. I mean, he was also, he was a Navy, he was a combat pilot. He was a freaking astronaut, for God's sake. I mean,
Right.
Jesus.
We covered it when we talked about 107 Days, Kamala Harris's book, but
Ah,
Mark Kelly was up as one of the potential vice presidential candidates.
I can see it. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it's completely Monday morning quarterbacking to talk about it, but the astronaut angle might not have been a bad one to run with. Who knows?
Oh no.
He's pretty bad politically, though,
He's
on
a
a
pretty
lot of
right-wing
things.
Democrat. Yeah.
He's really anti-union and a lot of stuff like that. Again, the fracking shit. Obviously, not particularly anti-war, but he is presumably war on American cities with American troops,
The
which
bar is
unfortunately,
so low. Oh my
I
god.
know. It's on the
No,
floor.
war elsewhere is fine. War in
Mhm.
Chicago is bad. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you for making that
Oh.
distinction.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's where we're at. But it's honestly Fox News is really because I review a good amount of right wing media, and they're basically trying to cover a lot of the Epstein stuff with this seditious six thing.
Mm.
The Five, which is like one of their big shows that's always on when I'm at the gym. Like, I don't know how long the Five is. It seems to always be on at every
It's
time.
forever.
I can't escape
5
fucking Jesse
hours.
Waters' evil face. But they're just over and over seditious six. Like, I guess it's like a supervillain league, but like they're trying to turn this into a big thing. And I just read today, the FBI is officially seeking to have conversations with each of the seditious six. So
Sure.
Wow,
Okay.
that'll be
um,
fun.
though we have learned that these prosecutions of Trump's political enemies seem to not go so well. I don't have a lot to say about it aside from that. Aside from, like, I wanted to laugh about Pete Hegseth not knowing how a selfie works, mostly.
No,
I found that.
I love that. I love the whole seditious six. It's like, yeah, okay, it's kind of all right. Spider-Man villains, yeah, all right. Sinister Six, yeah, I got that. It doesn't have a lot of legs to it. Like this doesn't seem like a political story that's going to go anywhere. A bunch of people said, "Hey, don't do a thing," and they're like, "Well, we're going to do a thing, and we're also going to kill you too." What the
Yeah.
fuck?
and then they were like, we know what we can do. We have our fundraising emails ready to
Right.
go.
We are set.
Send
Yeah.
$20 to stop me from getting hanged.
He's on the scaffold.
Yeah.
The noose is around his neck, and he was like, for just $5, you
Right.
can. And then his neck breaks. It's over.
Oh
I think
my
my favorite tweet was I think it's actually one that I wrote. It's subject: Mark Kelly is dead. Body. That's right. Dead serious about preserving democracy.
God damn it. They are horrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
My favorite of all time, one of my favorites is when, I forget which outlet it was, but an investigative journalist asked Nancy Pelosi's office. This was in 2022 when the draft decision of Roe being overturned leaked. Asked Nancy Pelosi's office, hey, we're like a few weeks out from Roe being overturned. What's the plan? And I'm not kidding. The response was from a staffer, we have the fundraising emails ready to go.
Wow. Thank you. We felt that here.
Very normal.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
We felt it here in Georgia too. Unfortunately, and continue to. But and then of course the alternative is one of the most insane fundraising campaigns of all time. It didn't get enough heat. Was a state Republican campaign that sent out mass texts that said your child's gender transition surgery has been booked, and then you click on the link and it goes to donating money.
Oh
And
my god.
and it's like,
oh
Oh my god.
so we really are working with some great minds. I actually know a family friend, some older folks who I'm not worried that are going to hear this because they're not, and if they do, then like they should know better because they're adults and they do this. When he gets texts that say it's Donald Trump here, will you send me $10? Because they, Republicans do that too. He texts him back and apparently has a huge text chain where he's sending his thoughts to Donald Trump, like all throughout the day, like it's a diary.
I love this.
And when Trump does
Hey,
something
buddy.
that he texted he should do in the text, he says he gave Trump the idea to do it.
Oh, okay.
Right wing delusion is so fun.
So
I
Um,
actually got one today from my least favorite guy in Missouri politics, and it says, "Jason, do you need any help? Hi, I'm Wesley Bell, and I'm honored to serve you in Congress." And it goes on. It goes on for a while. That's why I'm fighting for a better future. Da, 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 da. Please visit this website or call us. You better believe I am calling that shit in the morning. Is
Yeah.
all I'm saying, and I am
Asking them
telling
for
them.
$20.
I'm telling them. Saying Wesley Bell. I saw you at the Quick Trip last night, and I asked you for I asked you for money for the bus, and you told me that I appeared in the Epstein emails and that you weren't going to talk to me. And I said, I'm just going to ramble for about 10 minutes into
that's
a
good.
voicemail. It's going to be
Mhm.
beautiful. And we should all abuse those people who just do this to us on a regular basis. It's
Mhm.
filth, and I hate it.
You know, Ronald Reagan was wrong when he said the scariest thing is I'm from the government and I'm here to help, but I'm Wesley Bell and I'm here to help. That's pretty
Woo,
scary.
woo, woo.
That's pretty
Chills,
um
chills. I said, what did I
well,
do wrong? Who have I wronged in my life to get a text from Wesley Bell? Jesus.
mm, well, Jen, you mentioned it a second ago, but like you were saying, people are feeling it in Texas as a result, both of Democrats' incompetence when they had power and Republicans' continued viciousness in power. You had some stuff you wanted to share about what's going on in your neck of the
Yeah. Y'all
woods.
want the bad story or the worst story?
Let's hear it.
Both, both.
We're gonna start with the worst one. So Texas is under a full abortion ban. When Dobbs came out, we already had a trigger law on the books, so immediately that went into play. It is a full ban. No exceptions for rape and incest. Even though whenever they do put those in, they're kind of bullshit because that's a really hard thing to prove in the amount of
Right.
time that you have. But anyway, we don't even have that.
They didn't even pretend, though.
They
Yeah.
didn't even
Mhm.
pretend. Yeah. And a third woman has died as a result of this ban. I'm sure the number is actually much higher than that, but at least like this is a specific thing that happened. I want to make sure I get her name right. Her name is Portia. She does have a tough last name, Nugumezi. I'm not sure. I apologize. Her name is Portia. She is a young black woman, already a mother, which is all very often the case as well. Like they are taking mothers away from their already existing babies. She had a wanted pregnancy, again, as is quite often the case with these pregnancies. And she was not even that far along. I think she was 10 or 11 weeks along and had bleeding and went into the hospital, went to the emergency room, and she had miscarried. The fetus was already like passed at that point, but she couldn't stop bleeding. And so rather than doing a D&C, which is the very normal, safe procedure where they just go in and basically clean out whatever is left inside of her uterus, the remnants of the pregnancy, the doctor at the hospital she was at refused to do that for her because in some cases it can be considered abortion. And again, the fetus, she had already miscarried, but
Right.
the doctor refused to perform this very simple procedure that would have saved her life. Instead, they gave her mifepristol or misoprostol, I'm sorry, which is one of the abortion drugs, and it's supposed to kind of just purge everything from you. But she already had a clotting disorder, and so her blood wasn't clotting properly, and the medication didn't help, and she bled out, and she died in the hospital. I think she was like 36 years old. Third time that this type of case has happened since Dobbs, where the woman was already in the hospital having an emergency issue. A doctor could have done a procedure that would have saved her life, but the way the laws are here, it's basically like a bounty. So if if somebody knew that this happened and this doctor had performed the D&C, they could have sued the doctor, is how these laws work, right? The pregnant person doesn't get in trouble for seeking abortion care, but you can sue the person that drove her out of state or the doctor that provided the abortion. So people, doctors, medical professionals are very afraid to perform these things, so fucking afraid for themselves that they let this woman die. And this again will continue to happen in every state that has laws like this. And she's unfortunately just like another statistic, a death because a preventable death because of these draconian, uber religious in a misinterpretation of religion. It's just misogynistic laws to control women's bodies.
Yeah, it's a theocratic order, y'all. Prince told us that.
Yeah. I mean, Amber Thurman and Candy Miller, two women that had something similar happen here in Georgia. And again, I have evidence, in fact, that there are more. I've met with people who can credibly claim that they know of others who have followed this, but those are ones that got high profile coverage. All I can say on that is, that they want there to be some kind of bounty hunter law against, you know, to be held against doctors or people who are giving people care or something like that because of some kind of perceived harm to the child. So presumably, the same rules should be applied to any legislatures where perceived harm come to one of their constituents for laws that they pass. So I hope that they are happy. I hope they would be happy to have that same kind of justice dealt unto them. But I do not think that they would agree. But
Mm.
fuck. I mean, it sucks. I don't have a good riff on that. Just
Yeah, no, there's
sad.
not jokes to make about that one, unfortunately.
Yeah,
The other one, our
round of
fucking
applause.
lieutenant governor, um, I hate these people so much, y'all. Our Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has pledged $1 million from his like personal campaign funds to bring TPUSA clubs to every public high school campus in Texas. We're talking like 1,200 plus 1,200 public school districts that serve 5.5 million students and the 200 public colleges. He's going to spend money to bring these conservative little clubs to campus so that all these little fucking nerds can hang out and I don't know, shoot each other in the neck, whatever it is these people do when they get together. Prepare them for
Toilet paper
debates.
USA time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I mean, wasn't one of their big first things they went on to college campuses wearing diapers and like saying,
Yes.
"This is my safe space."
Yes. And it's like, I get that you're trying to make fun of liberals, but you are the one wearing a diaper.
Right. That's a
Yeah, that's
problem.
pretty cool. That's
And
pretty
no
sick,
shame on
though.
people that need that, but like, you don't need that. You're making a really fucked up statement.
I mean, at my college campus, we had a TPUSA chapter that was pretty notorious for basically setting up a table and yelling at all students that they thought shouldn't be allowed to go to the school.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
and how did they pick out who was an illegal student? Well, they went on vibes, let's say. That's how
Huh.
they
The skin
described it.
tone test.
Hmm.
Yes, that and queer people and this, that, and the other. They also went around. They also went around putting stickers and stuff on people's doors, specifically people they knew were ideologically opposed to them. I have one of the stickers right now
Did
that
they
was
put one
put
on your
on.
door?
They put one on my door, and it's on. I have a penguin friend here, uh, and I check this out. I keep the sticker on it because it says you can't read it, but it says "Okay, commie" on
Is
it,
it
and I thought
like
that
rainbow colored?
yes. And
Okay, commie. That's amazing. I would love to get one of those
Cool.
rainbow
stickers.
colored and it
Yeah.
says "Okay, commie," and I was like, and then the only reason I knew it was from them is I knew that was like a sticker they had, and I was like, that rules.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Cherish
uh,
that. Yeah.
another friend of mine got a sticker put on his stuff that has the Among Us guy with a hammer and sickle on it, and it said "China is sus" on it. So these guys are pretty epic memers. These
Oh
Woo!
my
guys are
god.
pretty cool. And it all very much culminated with our college held a series of debates. Shout out to Georgia College Bobcats, the Bobcats Votes Association, which held debates between people of different tendencies.
Oh
And we had to
god.
debate both TPUSA and the College Republicans and the Young Americans for Liberty. They shouldn't have let them all on the panel, in my opinion. Um, but the Young Americans for Liberty and 2PUSA at one point teamed up with pushing that taxation is the moral equivalent of rape. That was a
Oh
Cool.
God.
which led to the end of those debates, because
Yeah.
there was a refusal from anyone left of center on campus anymore to even engage with those people
That's
after
good. That's
that.
the right call.
Um,
Very normal. Very cool.
I can report that like half the people quit those clubs when they saw their leadership of the club saying that. So there was at least some level of
Oh,
like
that's
moral
good.
decency.
Phew.
And
Yeah.
by some accounts, every single woman left the groups that was
Mm,
in them. Now I don't know why the
amazing.
women were in that in the first place, but they were not in there anymore. So anyway, little story from college, Jacob.
I
Little
guess I
college.
hope that they do keep saying shit like that because it shows people what they are, and yeah, keeping women out of the movement like that means it's destined to fail. So that's good. They
Right.
should keep saying those things.
Yeah, I was actually talking with Lenore, who is not on today because she is
She's doing
um
family stuff, Thanksgiving stuff.
I don't know. Sound off in the comments what Lenore's doing. Um, but
Feeding Erica Kirk misoprostol.
that's correct. That's
Jeez.
correct. And getting in trouble in Texas for it.
That's right.
The we were talking about a report that came out from oh my god, from Daniel Cox and the Survey Center of American Life and Gallup on the ideological divide of men and women
Mm,
internationally.
Cool.
And it's not just a thing that exists in the United States. I mean, we can see it here, but the numbers like over the ideological divide is actually prior to the 1990s, women were slightly, I mean, just slightly more likely to be considered conservative than men
that's
in the United
crazy.
States. That's not for most of history, but there was a period in the 80s. Um,
Fucking
Hmm.
Reagan.
whole explanation
Yeah.
for, yeah, it's around the election of Donald Trump, the numbers sprint away from each other. It's like shocking. Like there's like a left leaning among like the divide between men and women in the United States is almost like 50 points. Like it's crazy of
Wow.
like their likelihood of one way or another. The country with the biggest left right divide though in the world between men and women. Can y'all guess what it is?
Russia.
Venezuela.
South Korea.
Damn.
South
Oh,
Korea. It's like overwhelmingly like just different directions. So there's something there. Maybe we should do an episode on it. I don't know.
Hmm.
Could be
interesting.
something to figure out. I certainly am not the woman understander, so I'm not going to explain.
I
I'm not the man understander either.
as the woman here today. We did our family holiday thing this weekend because my sister-in-law is a nurse and so she has to work holidays, so we always do it different times. But she was talking about her best friend, a woman I've met several times throughout the years, and they're moving out of state, and I'm like, yeah, good for them, get the fuck out of Texas.
Yeah, no
um
joke. Yeah.
they are going to like Montana, but somewhere where they can have like open space. It seems like a nice move for her. But I've never met her husband. And my sister-in-law was talking about how her husband is MAGA and this woman is not. She's just your basic liberal, right? Like definitely
Right.
isn't like left of center, but it got me really thinking about like what how close those two things really are. Like I could not I don't have friends that are MAGA. Like I have neighbors that I'm very cordial to because they live on my street and I think it's important to at least have a rapport with people like that and try to talk to them about I don't know, the garbage schedule or whatever, like normal neighbor things, but like
Right.
to live with someone and to be married to someone that is like ideologically opposed to like you having rights, it says a lot to me about that, like, yes, there is this divide and like women are going to be more liberal. A lot of that is just because the right is trying to literally legislate our bodies and our healthcare more so than they are men, but of course they're doing that to everybody. So but it just shows me that like if you are willing to stick it out and just like, oh, we just don't talk about that, like your husband thinks of you as less of a person. It shows me that you don't care what happens to trans people. It tells me that you don't care. No American cares about imperialism, but like that you're not even like that you can just like push those things aside because you don't think it affects you directly and still be with a person like that. It I don't know, it bothers me, I guess, like that so many people are willing to put up with this, and that it harms themselves as well as like the whole community, right?
Well, it makes me wonder if we're going to see more along the lines of what we see in South Korea, which is this 4B movement, which is women that are like
That sex
swearing off
drift.
relationships with
Yeah.
men, which there's a whole the 4B movement is a whole conversation that we can't get
Oh, the
into right now.
4B
That's a
movement.
whole
Yeah.
different thing. I'm just saying that's a thing that emerges from this divide though, right?
Right.
Sure.
I'm not
Sure.
not putting my finger down on that. Like, obviously my politics are a class politics, not a at the end of the day. But like,
Yes, but gendered oppression is, it's like, it's why you can't be a what do they call it? A class reductionist, right? Like,
exactly.
obviously racial and gendered and like sexual orientation oppression exists under the umbrella of class oppression.
And somebody needs to teach a lot of these young men that their problems come from class issues and they're not fucking women's fault.
Yes, and that
If
includes men on
only.
the left. There's a
That
lot of
includes,
men
yeah.
on the left that hold very chauvinistic views. You guys are
That's
great, though.
Thank you. I do my best. It's because of this
Look, I'm
penguin.
an ally. Okay.
He keeps this penguin with the OK Commie sticker that has been on here since the
Exactly.
year
Yeah.
Since
2021.
college, which was what, 5 years ago? Yeah.
I
I
graduated
wear
college.
my "This is what a feminist looks like" T-shirt all around town. I'm married to a feminist, and she's cool.
Look, I love women. I'm married to one. Hey.
Yeah, this guy keeps me straight here. He keeps me on the
Straight though.
straight and narrow, not
Straight but
none of that,
not narrow.
none of that heterosexual business. Well, the last thing I wanted to point up here is a little bit of, let's call it, good news.
Ooh, I love this.
The news. Let's do the news.
Yeah,
I love the news.
Elon Musk could drink piss better than any human in history, Grok says, according to according to 404
That's
Media.
my dog. That's my dude right there. Piss drinker.
After updates to Grok that make it praise Elon Musk no matter what. Elon Musk is a better role model than Jesus, would be better at conquering Europe than Hitler, would give the greatest blowjob of all time, should have been selected before Peyton Manning in the 1998 NFL draft, is a better pitcher than Randy Johnson, has the potential to drink piss better than anyone in human history, and would have been a better leader of the Russian Revolution than Vladimir Lenin. Are all things that I found
all true. All true. All true.
I want to know who the best piss drinker in history is, and like what metric we're using to determine that.
Volume.
Well,
volume, just pure volume.
Who's got the most
pure volume?
Style points? Like, do you get like rule of cool style points, like combos and whatnot?
Like straight from the hose, or do you beer bong it?
I got it in a gallon jug, and it's cold, and so I'm doing. Yeah, it's a whole.
Piss should always be served warm.
Yeah. True.
Oh God. Yeah.
Because fuck ice. Anyway, I had to raise that because we talked about AI with Johnny last week, and we were talking about how goofy this shit is, and the Grok is going well, and we're really happy that to get this, they're poisoning an entire neighborhood in Memphis. Yes. That was definitely worth it.
A small city.
Let's not forget about Grokopedia.
Grokopedia, it's really good.
What is Grokopedia? Is just what it sounds like? I haven't heard of this.
It is Wikipedia, but they made it conservative and epic, and it's just scraping Wikipedia except where it's told to like change things. Look up any article about the Third Reich on there. It's shocking.
I won't. I will not do that.
Shocking how like, while there were many negatives, it's crazy.
It's like the Texas history book about slavery. Yeah.
It's a lot.
The Third Reich was pretty epic, actually.
It literally has like whole sections about how like they were some of the architecturally, they were some of the most impressive, whatever.
Architecturally,
yeah.
Hugo Boss made some pretty cool uniforms.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I suppose that line from "The Communists got the music, by They Might Be Giants." The fascists got the outfits, but I don't care for the outfits.
No.
It's
true.
As They Might Be Giants once said.
Such a good song.
Well, Frank Zappa once wrote, Republicans is fine if you're a multimillionaire, and Democrats is fine if all you own is what you wear. but neither of them really cares about the hot plate heaven at the Green Hotel. But
Well, you they might not care about it, but you know who does care about it?
hmm.
We care about it, and Jason, I know you care about it over on your other show. Will you tell people one more time where they can find you?
Absolutely. You can find me on a show called 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking. That's the number 4, the number 8 minutes, dogsbarking.com, patreon.com/48 minutes of dogs for our bonus episodes, including, and I know you'll love this, at the punishment tier for last year, we did a 90-minute commentary track on a Japanese puke fetish video.
Oh my
It's
god.
called Garo Monster Home Delivery. We sat and watched all 90 minutes of all sorts of puking and tomfoolery there. That's at the Patreon. But yes, I'm also on a show called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There I play a fictionalized version of horror icon Stephen King. Have a little painting of him here in my studio. And he's just kind of a weird little dude, you know. So you can do that at midnight-pals.simplecast.com. Our second season is well underway. By the time this episode comes out, episode 8, our musical should be out. So that's going to be a real fun one.
I
And
have a question about this show. I've never listened to it. I looked it up and I subscribed to it. Are they one-offs or do I have to listen to the whole season in a row?
no, they're all standalones.
Okay.
The main
Nice.
things you have to understand are that Dean Koontz is played by a non-binary person who kind of plays Dean Koontz like a little kid. Clive Barker is really horny. Mary Shelley wants to stab everyone.
Fair.
H.P. Lovecraft is incredibly racist, but only towards Italians. Edgar
Okay.
Allan Poe is the one person trying to keep it all together, and Stephen King is just kind of a normie weirdo who loves trains. So, well, what does that say? But written by Bitter Corella, I got to give Bitter Corella their flowers. They wrote a book. It came out this year called Moonflow. If you're looking for something to cover in a book episode, because I know you do that, check out Moonflow. It's a book about a cult that worships this lady who controls mushrooms. It's fantastic. It's gory, it's weird, it's gross. It's got one of the weirdest and best lesbian relationships I've ever seen in a book outside of Manhunt by Gretchen Filker Martin. Yeah, Moonflow, good book.
Good shit. Good to
Hell
know.
yeah.
Good to know. And I will just got to throw out there, Mary Shelley, interested in
Mm-hmm.
Mary Shelley, interested in Frankenstein. If you're listening to this, just a couple days ago, we had a Frankenstein episode come out. Frankenstein or the
Hell,
Modern
yes.
Prometheus. So go
The
listen to
modern
that.
Prometheus, yes.
We haven't covered Stephen King, but we have covered one Richard Bachman on the show.
Oh, well, I do play Richard Bachman in a
Yeah.
recent episode.
Yeah, same
I-
guy. We covered the long walk, which for some reason he published
Oh,
under the name
love it.
Richard Bachman. So
He does all the apocalyptic walking books under Richard Bachman.
he
I know, with the
loves to
Long
walk.
Walk and the Running Man and all.
Guys literally be walking. Well, anyway, run, don't walk,
Hey!
because we need a runner, not a walker. See what I did there? To subscribe to those other shows, to listen to the other stuff, and to do good things in your life.
Yes.
To try to change this shit. We gave you some suggestions here today, like harassing politicians, but also
Mhm.
let's do some talking to neighbors. Let's do some organizing. Let's do some building political power in whatever way you're able to in your community, at your workplace, with your family. Thanksgiving, a lot of political conversations, might not be a lot of fun, but maybe, just maybe, you can move people 1% in the right direction. And sometimes that's the best you can do.
The left direction.
Exactly.
right.
Anyone else have any thoughts before we wrap this one up?
If you want to really drive your racist uncle nuts, just ask them what the origin of Thanksgiving is and let them spin out for a while, and that'll give you plenty of time to go on that stoner walk with your cousin. It's just a little free tip from me. Just let them spin out for a minute, and then it gives you time. Just kind of take the L for a sec, and just like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go do this. You keep going. I got this. I'm just gonna go over here for a minute.
It's a bummer that we don't have Lenore, because Lenore always does the funny sign-offs. So channeling Lenore, everyone, we're going to give 10 seconds of silence where you're going to imagine Lenore saying something hilarious. Ready?
It's a thing that wears clothes, me, and the thing that doesn't wear clothes, my cat. And what happens when the two meet? My cat has little white feet.
And Ryan, put in 10 seconds of silence there. Because I can't be quiet for 10 seconds.